guys, it's me Rebecca. So this will be the start of another weekly vlog where I get up to what I usually get up to. So yeah, today is Sunday and I've not really done much today. I've just done some cleaning and just some chores and whatnot. So yeah, and I've also done some reading. In my previous vlog, I started reading Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2. I'm still reading that, and I'm on page 264, and I'm liking it a lot still. I think the thing for me is because with each volume is like it contains a small part of a much larger novel, so it's just not really the easiest to discuss because I feel like I am only reading a small portion of a much bigger story, which I don't know, I'm still enjoying it. And it looks like while Shalane was responsible for some things during this gilded banquet massacre, it looks like Shalane was the mastermind behind it. Looks like it was someone else, someone who's now the Green Ghost, Chi Wang, and he apparently was Shalane's cousin. Well, the both of them were alive, were mortal. So yeah, that's funny. But Chi Wang wanted revenge for what happened to the kingdom of Shalane. And he kind of recruited this person who the king of Yongin, and the king at the time, kind of put in a kind of position of power to kind of mend the fences between the remains of the kingdom of Shalini and the people of Yongin. And it seems like this person went along and they were the ones responsible for killing everyone, and Shalane has happened to, I guess, stumble upon as well after they almost killed the king. And the king, well, you can imagine he was pretty upset and he wanted revenge, and he ordered for the people, the remains of Shalane to be assassinated, and Shalane was the one to decide to kill him. Yeah, but still, what I like is to Shalane, it doesn't matter how many people he might have killed, how many people he actually killed. He still killed people for some reason. The king, he wanted to make amends. And another thing, why did he have to kill the people he killed? There might have been a reason, but they also seem to be good people who just wanted to make things better for everyone. So there's that moral dilemma with Shalane that he's going through. And so yeah, so far I am enjoying this volume so much, and it's kind of seeing how things have changed between. I literally saw that glossary to how say the guy's name. Who Choyong, the kind of how the relationship has changed with Shannon seeing his true self, his true form. Before it's more innocent, now it's I guess in a way more serious, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, so far I am liking this volume a lot. So yeah, and I think for the rest of the day I'm just gonna do some more chores. I almost reset for the next week, and I might, if it's not too cold outside, I might go for a nice walk. Honestly, my grandma. It's only 58 degrees, but recently we've just been, where I live, we've been lucky in having temperatures in the 60s and 70s, so I'm kind of getting used to that. So we will see what this grandma does, but yeah, I could be under this blanket entirely. Who knows? The world is my oyster. So yeah, I'm in the weird mood, I apologize, but yeah, that's it for now. So it's the next day, and I've just done some work in Rana, and I've just had some lunch. Yeah, and I've done some more reading of Heaven Officials Pleasant Volume 2, and now I'm on page 324, and we we're on like, I think it's arc 2, but we went like back in time before Shilan he ascended the first time, and we see like the dynamic between him, Feng Xin, and Mu Qing, I believe that's how you say her names. And you see how Feng Xin and Mu Qing, they're not like the biggest fans of one another, like they're always bickering. Feng Xin, he doesn't seem like he trusts Mu Qing for some reason. So there's that, like he's saying like, oh, why didn't you just tell this disciple that His Highness like needed to tell the state preceptor something, or when he hears that Mu Qing might have stolen something from Xilan, like, yeah, there's like there you can see their dynamic, like I guess not dislike, but I mean Feng Shen doesn't seem to dislike Xilan like he does in, I guess, present day, so but you see their dynamic, which is interesting. But also hang on, let me just figure out how to say this, because I'm blanking out on the ceremony that this was, but there is a ceremony where Shilan had to kind of like dress up as like this god figure. This god-pleasing martial art warrior, and he has to fight this demon in this like ceremony called the Shangon Heavenly Ceremonial Procession, which is like, I guess, this parade that happens on the last day of the Lunar New Year, like happened in Shanghai, like, before it was like, overtaken by rebels. And something happens, and Shilan sees this young boy about to fall off a roof, and he goes and saves him and kind of like breaks formation. And that was interesting because the way the young boy is described is quite familiar, let's just say. But since the boy had like a bandages wrapped around his face, like no one could see like his entire face. I think like they could see only one eye. And before we got to arc 2, Shilan asks Hua Qing if they've met before, because Hua Qing, like, he seems to be so familiar with Shilan and his history, so it's like it's curious about like if they've met before, and it seems like maybe they have, like maybe that's the significance of this young boy. I'm not entirely sure, so yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff, but also before that, like, you can see that Sean, like, he has this love for his family. Like, he constantly, it seems like he regularly goes to, I guess, the is it a shrine? But it's like where his mother and father are rested, and he sees that Wang has like possessed a father, and that was like waiting to be sacrificed for Wang's hunger. And took off like this black dress thing that should have like kept Shalon's mother and like her body in this like frozen state, like where she's, well, you can still see her body even after 800 years, and he takes it off and she does turn into dust, and that pisses Shalon off. So yeah, I guess Qingwen got his revenge, or this something, because Shalon didn't mess with his like, not property, like with his like realm, his lands and whatnot, and it seems like Chiwang is messing with Shilan and stuff, I guess. By the way, we see Chiwang in this past, and oh my word, is he so annoying? Like, he's so stuck up. He's trying to just. He always tries to bribe like how good he's always bragging essentially about how great his cousin is. Like, look at my cousin, the crown prince and all that. Like, look at him, he's fantastic. Who dare? And sorry, he also like almost protective. Like, it's like, who dares to mess with him? Who dares to mess with this? Like, he's so annoying. It's like he's. Oh my word, what is the word? It's on the tip of my tongue, but he's not stuck up, but he's like not self-centered, but spoiled almost, because it seems like besides the queen having to hold guards to calm him down, take him away before he causes any big issues, it seems like we did get a scene where she's feeding him grapes while he's laying on this episode. He seems like a spoiled boy, because he is a cousin of the crown prince. He himself is a prince, so yeah. Yeah, so far I am intrigued to see if this young boy was like watching, and I also should say, I think yesterday I said that both of Chiwang and Shilan were dead. They're not dead, but one was just turned into a ghost, so I guess someone was so full of resent that resent just like caused him to become a ghost, so yeah. But yeah, for the rest of the day I just plan to do some more work and whatnot, so yeah. See you when I So it's the next day and I've just done some work and whatnot, and I'm about to go cut the grass, which yeah, that's fun, but yeah. Anyway, I did finish Heaven Officials Lesson Volume 2, and I like this. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I can say Chuwong is just an asshole. Like, he found the kid who accidentally ruined the whole procession the day before, puts him in a bag, ties the bag to a carriage, and just drags it around like, yeah. But that also showed like, I guess the power, not power dynamic, but the status of power one has now that affects like the punishment they get. I guess, I mean, in Zhuang's case, like, he is placed under house arrest essentially by his aunt, Shilan's mother, and has his carriage taken away. But the thing is, Feng Xin broke Shiwang's arm, and because Feng Xin he's a servant to the kingdom, and the king wants Feng Xin to be punished for breaking Zhuang's arm, because Zhuang, he is still a member of the royal household, so yeah, that's like interesting to be explored. But also, this kid, like, he seems to have, I guess, bad omens about him. Well, not bad omens, but he's destined to bring destruction. He's brought to the state preceptor, and the preceptor like reads his devotion, like asks the kid how old he is, his month, day, like all of that stuff to tell his fortune. And I could be using a wrong word, so I apologize. But I mean, no, yeah, fortune is one gonna be destiny, but still, and because this kid, he shows up at the, I guess, royal holy temple, and accidentally has like a bunch of bad spirits like break out of their cages and attack him or go to him, and this also accidentally causes a fire in the palace of Shalani, where Shailene lives. My god, I'm so sorry for this mess of a clip. So, and if I get not prediction, but if my theory is correct, and this kid is who I think he is, then I guess to Huan Ching, an eye for an eye. Like many years ago, he had burned down Shilon's residence, and now Shilon's burned down his. So it's like, I guess those two events cancel each other out. So that might be intriguing, but yeah, it seems like the state preceptors, they do believe what Shilon did was wrong, while Shilon believes that what he did is right. So there's that kind of conflict. Like, they worry about what the gods would do. Like, they don't know if they would punish him for doing what he did. Like, Shilon, I guess to him, he thinks that these preceptors, they see the gods as their masters, when to humans, gods are elders, teachers, everlasting lights. Like, the gods should be leading us, teaching us to be better, and not something we should be afraid of, something we should follow because it's what we're supposed to be doing. So I like that idea a lot. And he does see like the balance of power is kind of unfair, because what Chilong did was wrong, but it was Feng Shin who was also punished as like a wrongdoer. So as well, it seems like Chilong, like, he just wants to make people, like, help people, he wants them better, but he also realizes that if you try and do something, you take something away from someone else. Like, he wants to change the fate of this kid he saved, but the state preceptor points out that if he does that, then it will be someone else who will have that fate, someone who will have to grudges and all of that. So yeah, there are just a lot of interesting ideas I liked in this at the end of this volume. So yeah. And I think my next read will be Cult Classic by Solon Wasley. In fact, it will be my next read because it's right here in front of me. And I put the dust jacket on and I don't want to get up to say what it is now. So I'll do that later. I'll do that tomorrow when I update this vlog. So yeah, so that's all for today. So it's the next day and I've just done some work and some cleaning and whatnot, and I'm also glad I took care of the grass yesterday just because it's quite rainy outside, so yeah. But I have done some reading of Cult Class. I'm on page 76, and before I give my opinion on what I've read so far, I'm going to tell you what this book's about. So we are following this girl named Lola, and one day she's out at this like a reunion dinner of some former colleagues of hers when she runs into an ex-boyfriend, and she gets some drinks with him and whatnot, and I guess like to catch up. And then the next night she goes out with a friend and she runs into another ex-boyfriend, and it seems like this is gonna continue. And according to the description on the dust jacket, it seems like nothing is quite what it seems as the city becomes awash with ghosts of heartbreak past. And what would normally pass for a coincidence becomes something far stranger. The recently engaged Lola must contend not only with the viability of her current relationship, but with the fact that both her best friend and her former boss might have an unhealthy investment in the outcome. Memories of the past roll and converge in ways of both comic and areas Lola is forced to deal with if she will surrender herself to conspiring of one very contemporary code. So it seems like she's kind of trying to, she runs into her ex-boyfriends and like that affects her. And what I think of this is that overall I'm liking it, but I don't feel like I'm in the story. I feel like I am this viewer of the story. Like, I understand what is happening and whatnot, but I just don't feel it, but yeah. And Lola, I don't know if it's this her, the people in her life, these ex-boyfriends, they all seem obsessed with like gender roles, like what a woman has to do compared to a man, the expectations of women with men friends and whatnot. Like, I'm just like, what's with this obsession with? Yeah, it seems like she previously dated men who, I guess, not been the same thing in the sense like the first guy she wants in, like they were always bickering. He's more of an artist. He was strong-headed in his opinions and his views. The other was more relaxed, I guess. Like he took global warming as something that was just supposed to happen to the Earth. Like he took things at face value. And when I say playing it safe now, it's like her fiance. He seems like not to really stand up for himself. Like he doesn't like conflict in any way, and yeah. But so far, I am intrigued in the fact like it is really weird for someone to want into two of her exes like in 2 nights in a row, and when she's eating at the same restaurant, like that is a bit of a coincidence. But from what I just read, she's like, is it really a coincidence? Like she says, like she used to work for this like old like psychology magazine that is not went out of business, but she says odds were quantifiable but chances were not. Chances were abstract and for whereas odds were concrete and against the people of which realism was one. Used chances in the same spots where skeptical people used odds. I was odds person, so she thinks the odds like they're just meant to happen. They're not a coincidence. Like what are the chances you will run into two exes? Where it's like what are the odds we would run into one another? Like it's almost like I guess like the universe or whatever bringing the two of them together. So there is that. So yeah, so far I think it's fine. I don't love the fact like it seems obsessed with like the gender norms. There was the first guy she went into wasn't really loving him because it seems like he's only someone like who it's monomarry, I believe, when you're only with one person. Like he viewed polyamory, I don't know if that's something, polyamory relationships as like a form of cheating, which it's not. So I just, yeah, I just did not leave the best taste in my mouth with that one. So yeah, and yeah, that's all my opinions for now. I am intrigued, but about where this is gonna go, just because I don't know if that comment was like, I guess, showing. Sorry about that. If you hear that, it is quite rainy outside, but I don't know if it's like gonna be evident on the fact she might end up cheating on her fiance or what, or if there will be actual cheating. I mean, in this novel, so we shall see. But yeah. So it's the next day, and I've done some work and whatnot, and I've also done some reading. And now I'm on page 142 of Cult Classic, and still my feelings are towards it is still the same. Like it's fine. I don't feel particularly connected to the story, the characters. I am intrigued enough about the story to continue. Like I'm just curious, like what's the point to relive the story? And I did make some notes when I was reading this now. So we do learn about the like code that Lola's friend Vita's and her former boss Clive are part of, and I'm using code in quotation marks because they don't see it as a code, but I don't know, they see it something as like something to help people. Like it's like the whole concept behind this thing is based on psychology. Like we think we have freedom, or we think like someone is pushing us towards making a decision. Like they use an elevator as an example for like someone's pushing it from the bottom to raise us up, while something's pushing down on the elevator to like push us down on it. If that makes sense. So it seems like they see that in that way. But it seems to be controlling how and what people think. It's mind control, but not, and as well kind of like chance encounters. Like live shows Lola this menu where people are able to choose like how they want into a former ex. Well, former ex, an ex lover. Like you're on a plane for coincidence, or you're on the same plane as a coincidence. You happen to be sitting next to each other on the plane, or you happen to run into someone on the street. Like they are using the location that but the group set at, which is like some former synagogue close to like the restaurant Lola was at 2 days in a row, and also the same street where Lola sees a guy she went on like a few dates with. So it's like what she thinks are chance encounters aren't really chances or odds, but it's like it's almost being set up. Like I guess if you have not beef, but if you have unresolved issues with the ex, like this chance encounter might allow you to allow the both of you to get clarity, to get closure, which as well. It seems like the way they're going on about it's like they have like a lot of people behind it who have like the ability to kind of go into someone's background. Like they have someone from NASA, someone at Google, and wanna like they can track where someone is on Earth, and that's where they can probably find your search history. So yeah, Lola, you can imagine, is not happy with that idea. But as well, I don't know what's her deal really, Lola in particular, because I think she's supposed to be in her 30s, and yet she has this habit of this, I guess, checking in on her exes for some reason. Like if she hears that they have kids or they bought a house somewhere, she'll Google their names, or she'll look into their social media, like see what they're up to on Twitter, on Facebook, their mutual friends. Like if they have a private Instagram account, she'll text the mutual friend of theirs and be like, hey, you want to hang out, hoping to look at that person's phone while they're in the bathroom to see if they have access to the Instagram account. Like it's just like weird in my opinion. So yeah, I think Lola has a lot of unresolved issues. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see where this book will go. But yeah, so far it's fine. So yeah, I don't even know if I have much to say about anything else. So. Oh, I have to say, there's a quote in a page I was reading about narrative, how when we get into a relationship with someone, we kind of, our narrative is no longer our own. Like this person is a part of our narrative, and we're part of their narrative. So that was interesting. The example in here is like specifically about marriage. Like they're discussing marriage and the conversation, they're talking about marriage in particular. But I think it's like within a relationship, really, friendships, romantically, parental relationship, we're not alone in our narrative at all. So yeah, I do like that, I guess. So yeah, and yeah, I have no more thoughts on this. So yeah, that's all for now. So I did go for a bit of a walk by the shoreline, and I happened to find this like library book sale where I did buy 2 books for $6 in total. The first book was A Sleight of Shadows by Cat Howard, which is the sequel to An Unkindness of Magicians, which I read like in 2021, I think. And I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm just intrigued to see like the sequel. I probably will read like some sort of recap on the first book because it has been around 3 years since I read the first book. So yeah. And the second book I got was Kinder Than Solitude by Eon Lee. Sorry, and sorry if I butchered that name. But this is about these 3 people who, when they were young, they were involved in this mysterious incident in which a friend of theirs was poisoned. Grown up, the 3 are separated by distance and estrangement. Haunted by what happened in their youth. In California, Wu helps a local woman care for her family and home, avoiding entanglements, as she has done all her life. In Wisconsin, Moran visits her ex-husband, whose kindness once overcame her flight into solitude. And in Beijing, Bo Yang struggles with an inability to love, and with the outcome of what happened among the 3 friends 20 years before. So yeah, that sounded intriguing. And I have also done some reading of cult classic, and I'm on page 212, and I have some thoughts on this novel. So now what I understand in my thoughts are, it seems like they're just trying to break down the psychology behind the relationship. Well, at least that's what Lola is doing. Why we break up with a person now, and how we've changed since being with them, and how certain things will remind us of a person. Like if Lola sees like a sentence written on the shoulder of someone she think of an ex-boyfriend, and she notices that even through like these men's change in appearance, their mannerism is still the same, which is interesting. But also, I do like every time Lola sees an ex, she has to go to the Gawa Konda, which is the name of the code. I probably butchered the name of it. Yeah, and kind of like, oh god, there's a specific machine she's almost hooked up with. Like, they want her pulse, like they put things on her fingers, they check her, they have like her on a arm. I'm not sure. Like I feel like there's things, and they kind of test her to see how she feels about this one, and then how it affects her and everything like that. So, and we also learn more about her ex-boyfriends, like different men she's been with, some different men she's hooked up with, and yeah. And I have to say, I have Lola, like there are things in this book that is, they sometimes leave a bad taste in my mouth. Like Lola, like with an ex-boyfriend who, his father was abusive towards his mother, and no one really came to save them, or help them really, and he has this hero complex almost where he's with women who've been assaulted, abused, neglected by a relative or someone, and he helps them, like, kind of, I don't know, like, it's like he just is bitter for them. I don't know. And she made up so many scenarios, like made things the way they were not, in order to be with this guy. Like, she kind of pretends she might have been sexually assaulted in college. Like she's not sure. Like that's what she tells him, and then she tells us the reader that she kind of feels on the behalf of women who have actually been sexually assaulted. Like by telling these lies, she thinks she knows what these women have been through, and she doesn't. Like, I'm sorry that just left a bad taste in my mouth, honestly. But there's another quote in here, speaking on the themes of code, is Lola knowing she sees relationships as codes, in Woman's Read is it called. On page 172 into 173, she says, "Woman's may be the world's oldest code. It hooks you when you're vulnerable, holds your deepest fears as collateral, names you something like a baby, brainwashes you, then makes you think that your soul will wither and die if you let go of a person who loved you." So it's like there's some mind control she believes is behind Woman's, like some trick played on a brain to make us feel a certain way about people, and like I don't know, I just like that a lot. So which I kind of can see the sentiment behind it, because we're taught to behave a certain way when we are in relationships, like treat people in a, I guess, certain way, give them cute little nicknames, like it's what's expected of us. So yeah. And also one more con I have, and I just thought of this again with this novel, is that there's an emphasis on certain characters kind of like leaning into like, I guess, their gender in a way, like the guys will behave very masculine or the women will behave very feminine, like they act in a way that's they think they're supposed to, and when they're in a relationship, and it's kind of like, I don't know, getting on my nerves just because like that you don't have to act a certain way. I don't know, but yeah. So far I'm not like annoyed with this, and also Lola doesn't deserve Boots. Like I don't know why we are never told his actual name. Boots is a nickname, but like she allows his phone calls to go to voicemail, which I just don't understand. Like he wants to talk to his fiance, like. So yeah, that's one of my grief with this book. I'm just gonna try and finish it tomorrow, just cause like I don't really, I still don't really understand what the ultimate goal of this novel. If it's just to explore like how relationships like affect a person, and how different kinds of relationships affect a person. So yeah. Yeah, so it's the next day, and as you saw, I did go for a bit of a walk. I went to this like tag sale, like for this farm when, yeah, I don't know, I just didn't buy anything. And with behind this farm there was this like field, so yeah, I'm glad I walked just because it's been rainy all day. So yeah, and as you also saw, I've been doing some more reading, and I finished Cult Classic. And this morning I was just like a bit angry when I read it, because we we learn who the true mastermind behind this whole like Lola seeing her ex's operation was, and it is her fiance, who we finally learned the real name of, Max. Which, thinking about it, is like I kind of understand why she made the switch from Boots to Max, like when she's addressing him, but I'll get to that later. But he was cleaning out their closet, and she has this like memory box where she keeps every note, every letter she received from an ex, and apparently she also printed off emails from the 90s and saved them. So he wasn't he Clive and Vita, I believe that's her name. They approached him with this offer to kind of help Lola move on from her exes, like kind of in a way get closure from them. And I don't know, just kind of help him figure out like where they stand, like if she really loves him, because it seems like she takes him seriously with his work. Like she doesn't talk down on him a lot. Who she does talk down on the fact he's so serious that it's only his way in some ways, but yeah. And she's like, she loves him and all that, and it's like her I love you is more of an apology than an actually like, oh I love you, I'm gonna be with you sort of way, which was interesting. But I like with her after we learn his name is Max, she keeps calling him that, and I guess it's like she's more in this relationship, like she I guess is putting in more of an effort to be present with him and to move on from her past, if that makes sense. But it's also been messed up, like I can see why he would want to go for this memory box, because like it was hidden in the back of the closet behind all of his supplies that for his job. But it's a bit messed up for him to kind of like try and put off the guys she's dated and one guy who he witnessed her kiss at the party and her path to try and make him move on from the past. Like I don't know, I just didn't really like that choice was taken out of her hands. Like even through like Clive and Bettis were like, oh, it's all an animal science and experience and whatnot to try and get investors, but still. So yeah. And yeah, like I don't know if this novel, like there were parts about it I did like. I liked the different ideas about relationships, how it affects us, how we change with every person we date, like, and as well the different people we will date. Like, well, I dated someone who wants to feel connected to the world, and a guy who just had a hero complex. So yeah, but there are also parts, as I've mentioned, that just left like a bad taste in my mouth. So like with her exes, I don't in her or something. Essentially saying polyamorous relationships are cheating. Like I don't subscribe to that idea personally. And also one more thing is like this novel ends when the mastermind behind this cult and Clive died. And it's because like the synagogue he converted into like his, I guess, the office space. It's an old building, so you can imagine what happened. And yeah, like overall this novel it's a 3-star read. So yeah, but that is it for this vlog. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me what you've been up to recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on any social media, all those links are in the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.